Hello everyone and welcome to today's demo. In this video, I am going to tell you theoretical concept about the microservices and how we can use microservices in our project. Okay, so it's a learning purpose video. Okay, let's start. Okay, before microservices use we use monolithic architecture. So we firstly we see what is a monolithic architecture and uh, where microservice and monolithic services architecture are used. So microservices and monolithic architecture within for developing entire application. For this purpose, we use monolithic and microservices. So firstly, what is monolithic architecture? Monolithic architecture. So you see, we will see what is monolithic architecture. Monolithic architecture is nothing but developing the entire application as a single unit. Means all components of that entire project are depend upon each other and working like as a single unit. So what is the components? Components like components. Components are nothing but the like user interface. User interface means front end that interact with users. Second, second is business logic. Business logic is nothing but that governs that how our project works, how our project system runs, given the application behavior. And third is the that access there. Is that access layer that interacts with the database. This layer, it's a that access layer. Sorry, I did some mistake about spelling. Access there and here. Business logic. Array logic. I forgot that. Okay. So all these components as work like a single unit. So in this monolithic architecture. Before the microservices come, that architectures used in our developing project, entire project. So in that monolithic architecture, there are lots of drawbacks of that monolithic architecture. When we have to scale up our user interest, we have to scale up our own service. Then there are e-commerce project. So there are lots of products when lots of people handling with the products there are lots of traffic jam about then we need to scale up our product service when we are going to scale up our product service then we have to scale up entire project in this architecture. So if and if we have to downtime down scale or down then entire project we have to downtime, so it's going to be very hard. If our project going big as large growing, it going to be very hard to manage it. So there are lots of drawbacks. We will see what's the drawbacks of the monolithic architecture. So okay, monolithic architecture. Okay. So first, scaling. I told you when as per our project is size is growing, it's very difficult to manage it. When our service product service we have to grow, we have to grow for entire project, and that's going to be very hard. Second is complex code base, like maintenance. It's as per our project size increase, it's going to be very hard to that manage our code and handling our data day to day. As per our project size increase, it's very difficult. So it's a very main drawback our monolithic architecture. Third is deployment challenge. As so, it's also main reason. Fourth is limited technology. When we are going with one technology, our entire project we have to develop it in that entire one technology. It's very difficult to manage another technology or like flexing. It's very difficult in monolithic architecture. So next, testing. When we are going to test, when we develop something new in that project, added something new, updated. When we have to test it, we have to test all entire project for that one specific testing. We have to test all the entire project. So it's costly for testing because we have to test all the entire project, and it's some time management issues, maintenance issues, or it's so very costly. So it's that's the reason. Here we come microservice architecture. So what is microservice? Microservice is nothing but it is the design approach where all depend on each other. Action is computer with not small or not much big individual services that communicate each other by API. Okay. So microservice, it is a design approach where all services does not depend on each other. That's working entire or individually and compared with so that's our if our project e-commerce there are lots of service like product service, payment service, notification service, or order service. We can develop it in separate that does not depend on each other. No, we can develop like deploy it separately. All entire project like this entire service is another project and is another. We can communicate with each other like with an API. So we will see key structure of that user service scaling. When in microservice architecture, like a scaling, if we will see the example of like e-commerce project, there are lots of services of that day one product service manages products payment manages payment order service that manages order of products notification services that manages notification whenever our order is done. Done or whatever about our project. And okay, authentication. Authentication that manages users. Okay, it is the services. Okay, and we can develop it separately, like authentication separate, product services separate, payment services separate, order services separate, and our team members are develop it separately and deploy it separately. So each service has its own database. Okay. That authentication service has its own database. Product service has its own database. And so that's all. Payment service, order service, notification service has its own database. So they cannot interact with each other. Like they can directly access database to another database. If they have to communicate with another database, they need it. They communicate via APIs. If if authentication or product service database on the data about payment, then it communicate via APIs. Okay, they can directly communicate access a database of another database. So okay, so let's see key characteristics of microservice. Okay, so modularity means modularity. So each service basing on specific function or specificness logic. Like this service, product service that's based on specific service like a product payment. So each service is specific on specific function. So second is independence. Each service dependent. So here each service is independent. They cannot depend on each other. Like we can develop product service, payment service in another, and we can develop it in various languages. It gives technology flexibility to us. If payment services crashes, then it cannot affect on another service or entire project. It's affect on only this payment service, not affect on another service. So it gives more clarity to us and security to us too. Okay, let's see another technology. Okay. In a monolithic architecture, when we are going with same language, then we entire project we have to do with this same language. Like and in microservices, each service is independent, so we can use various technology in various services. Like we develop product service in Java, it's good. We can develop payment service in JavaScript also. We can develop order service in PSP also. It gives freedom to us to choose whatever language you want. Okay, technology skills. See, fault isolation. Like I told you before, it independent service. So when a one service is crashed entirely, it does not affect on another service. So it gives us very beneficial for us to fault isolation. It gives more security to us. Okay, continuous delivery. Uh, in that we use continuous delivery. We can use agile methodology and methodology to continuous develop and integrate. It gives CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous development. Okay,
Okay, so now we will see principles of the microservices. With the help of this principle, you will do a better microservice project. Okay, so first one, computerization, computerization, why services. Okay, what is this means? Computerization why services means you have to do break your application. You have to break your application into services, but in that services you have to do service like not small or not much big. You have to divide it in similar services like the okay, you have a just a second. Okay, you have that project. Okay, so you have to break it like uh, like in three shape, divide it in similar. Okay, okay, divide it in similar component, so you get your project much easier. Okay, this is the service 1, service 2, service 3, and service 4. Is 1. Okay, make it service 2, service 3, and service service 4. Make it similar and much easier. Okay, second is from capable, organized around business capability. It means differentiate your project services in like different business capital. Like yeah, I told you in before example like e-commerce project, you have make it service like product service different, uh, order service different. Like it's small or big, but make it in different business capability. Payment service is another, or notification service in as compared to payment service or no, product service, notification service is small, but you have to make it different for better maintenance and better understanding. Okay, third one is decentralized governance. It means decentralized governance. There are no authority to any to what to choose out. Uh, like you have to choose your whatever language you want in every separate service. What language you it's your call. You make it flexible in all service. Like you can use as business need. You can choose whatever language you want in different services. It gives better technology, flexibility, decentralized niche service. They contains separate database like product service have its own database, payment service have its own database, have its own database. They cannot interact, communicate with each other by APIs. Like and like other microservices cannot directly access the other service database directly. And they if they have to need another database, then they can communicate with uh, RESTful APIs for communication. infrastructure automation. Like in that pager, if you develop one service, you have to do all deployment tasks manually, like project in ID, next third integration, my plan, planning, integration, and and development. You have to upload it in Bitbucket, clone in local machine, import it in IDE. There are lots of steps you have to perform separately manually. You cannot do it if one or two service you can do it manually, but if lots of services there you cannot do it properly in your manual. So automation is required for better uh, maintenance and project better project. Okay, system number is oh, okay, what is six number? Okay, this five are main principle. With the help of this principle you can do you will do better project. Okay, so thank you. Let's if I do any mistake, forgive me. It's all learning purpose video. Okay, thank you.